Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. So much to get into on the show this morning, but before we do that, please do me a small favour. Drop a like on today's video. Let's try and see 500 likes on this episode. And if this is your first time watching today, don't forget to subscribe as well, bottom right-hand corner. But before we get into today's video, I want to know your score predictions for Manchester United versus Nottingham Forest. Football is back, 8 p.m. kickoff. It's not at Old Trafford, is it? No, it's away. So yeah, let me know your fixtures in the comments section below. What are your score predictions? Let me know. I will start the show off by talking about that. Obviously, there's a lot more at stake here for Nottingham Forest than there is for Manchester United. Are they still in the top four? Yeah, they're third at the moment, Nottingham Forest. 6 points ahead of Man City, with only 9 games to go. I mean, they've had an amazing season, haven't they, Nottingham Forest? But what I will say is this. Playing them away from home might actually work to our benefit a little bit, because all the games that I've seen of Nottingham Forest, I know when we played them earlier on in the season at Old Trafford, like, we had all the possession, we had more chances, and they just hit on the counter-attack a lot, don't they? They've obviously got a good defence. They've got big, tall, strong players for set pieces. But it's not like they're a beautiful footballing side, let's be honest. They're not. They're just playing a certain style of football and it's working, and fair play to them. They're third in the Premier League. We're 13th. But I think there could be something we can get here tonight. And realistically, it means nothing for us. If we win tonight, we go from 13th to 12th. Right? It's not really that much of a jump, is it? To get into the top half of the table, we'd need another 7 points from where we are now. It's probably not going to happen. To get anywhere near the European spots, we're like 10 points away from Europe with only 27 points left to play. So effectively, our Premier League season is realistically done. But what I will say is this. Obviously, building momentum is very, very important. We've got that massive game against Lyon. I think it's a week on Thursday. Obviously, we play Man City in the Premier League on Sunday. All of these games are important. We are on a bit of a winning run. We haven't lost a game since we lost. The last time we lost in the Premier League was against Tottenham back in February. So it's been a while since we lost the Premier League match. Since then, we drew with Everton, we beat Ipswich, we drew with Arsenal in the Premier League, we beat Leicester. So, you know, if you look at the last 5 fixtures, we've won 2 and drawn 3, which I mean isn't amazing, but it's not awful. So yeah, in relation to tonight's game, I think that we can definitely get something from this match. I'm going to say 2-2. I think there'll be lots of goals. I think there'll be mistakes, as there always is from our players. I'm going to go 2-2 though. That's my prediction. I want to know yours in the comment section below. What are your score predictions for Manchester United versus Nottingham Forest? Let me know in the comments section below. We will most likely be doing a match reaction after the game, which will probably be about 10 p.m. tonight. So make sure you stick around for that. Right, let's jump into some of the news that we have this morning, because there's lots and lots and lots to get into. We are going to start off by talking about Antony. So the stories this morning are saying that apparently Manchester United are asking for £40 million from Real Betis for Antony. Now, the reason we're asking for this amount of money is because of the amount of money that's left on his book value. So at the moment, obviously Antony cost us €95 million. It was a 5-year contract. He'll be 3 years into that contract in the summer, which means we will only have about €38 million left to pay for, which in pounds is, I believe, it's probably about £30 million roughly. Let me just check. 38 million euros. Yeah, it's about £31 million. So we need to sell Antony for an absolute minimum of 31.8 million. And if we do that, our book value will show a break even or a profit. So anything over 31.8 million will be a profit. If we get 31.8 million, that will mean we break even. Obviously, in the big picture, we won't have broken even, but in relation to amortization, financial fair play, all of that stuff, we will have broken even. So yeah, I think it's doable. I mean, Antony seems to be doing well at Real Betis. I don't ever watch Real Betis, so I can't say for sure, but the Real Betis fans seem to be happy with him. So it's only good for Manchester United, isn't it? Because we want nothing more than our loan players to go and do well, because that just effectively increases their value. It means that we can sell them for more. When Antony left, he was probably like a 20 million euros player max. I would say now he's worth at least 40 million euros based on form, based on the fact that other European clubs will be looking at him now. Whereas before, we would be lucky to sell him to anybody. So far, since he's joined Real Betis, he's got 4 goals and assists in 8 games. So he's averaging a goal or an assist every other game. Obviously, Real Betis are doing quite well in La Liga. I think they are in either 5th or 6th place, which is... I don't know where they usually finish, Real Betis. Let's have a little look at the La Liga table. I'm not sure what the expectations are from Real Betis fans, but at the moment, they're in 6th place, joint level on points with Villarreal on 47 points. So they're going to have European football almost definitely. They're 7 points ahead of 7th place. So unless an absolute disaster happens, I would say that Real Betis will be in a European competition next year. Last year, they finished 7th. So, yeah, I mean, that's progress, isn't it? Hopefully, we get the 40 million that we want from him, and hopefully we can then go and reinvest that money somewhere else in the squad. That has to be the goal. I'm just having a look. Yeah, to be fair, Real Betis always seem to finish around 6th or 7th, realistically, looking at the table. 5th, 6th or 7th seems to be their kind of comfortable area. So, I mean, they're not exceeding expectations, but I say that in 2019, Real Betis finished 15th in La Liga. But how much do you think Onana is? Not Onana. How much do you think Antony is worth? Let me know what you think. What do you think would be a fair price? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section how much you think Antony is worth in the current market. Let me know. I think based on the hype that he's got at the moment, and based on the fact that, you know, he's supposedly gone to Real Betis and he's lighting up that league and all the rest of it, I would say 40 million euros is a fair price, realistically. But I'd be very interested to know what you guys all think. How much do you think is a fair price for Antony? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Johnny says 30 million. Malp says 25. Cosmo says 40. Alan says, I've heard that apparently Atletico Madrid want Antony. This is what I'm saying. There are lots of teams coming out of the woodwork, right, who are now supposedly interested in Antony. He's gone to La Liga. He's doing well there. So a lot of La Liga teams are looking at this thinking, okay, you know, this could be a good deal for us. Yeah. I mean, even when you go on Twitter, all of the La Liga Twitter pages, they're all hyping him up. It's only good for Manchester United, you know? They've won the last 5 games in a row in the Liga, Real Betis, which is amazing. I'm happy for him, you know? I don't ever wish bad things upon our players. I don't ever wish bad blood on them. Because it doesn't benefit us to hate on a player and say, oh, I hope he flops at Real Betis, or I hope Rashford flops. That won't benefit us. We need these players to go there and to do well, and these players are doing well, which is great. I'm just going to have a look at... Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, for them to have won the last 5 games in La Liga, including beating Sevilla, they beat Real Madrid as well. They've got Barcelona next away. I mean, that's going to be difficult, isn't it, on Saturday? Hopefully they get European football and hopefully they come and buy Antony. That's what we have to hope for. We have to hope that they get Champions League football and hope that they then have enough money to be able to do that deal, because that has to be the expectation here. Right. Okay. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that one in the comment section below. How much do you think is a fair price? Very interested to see what you guys all think. And I guess we'll go from there once we get a bit more news coming in. One second. I'm just checking something. Right. Let's see what else we've got planned for the show today. All right, so now we're going to talk a little bit about Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, Ruben Amorim did a press conference last night ahead of the Nottingham Forest game, and he was asked about the potential of Bruno Fernandes joining Real Madrid. And he effectively said that he's not for sale. You know, he's our player. We want him to stay, etc. So yeah, I don't know how people feel about that. I'm just looking at something quickly. How do people feel about Bruno Fernandes potentially going to Real Madrid? I've always said this, right? I do feel like Bruno Fernandes is kind of wasting his career a little bit at Manchester United. I mean, he's obviously earning a lot of money. He's appreciated by most of the fan base. But I think generally, one of the craziest things that I always remember about Bruno is that he's never won a league title in his whole career, and he's 30. And, I mean, you never know. Bruno could be the kind of player who goes on for another 7 or 8 years at the level because he just doesn't get injured. He doesn't seem to ever have to miss games. I think he's missed 1 game in his Manchester United career, which is crazy in like 5 years. When you compare that to like Luke Shaw, who misses literally every single season, every single game, or Mason Mount, we sign him for 50 million. He's just been injured the whole time. Like, you have to have a lot of respect for Bruno for that alone. Whether you like him as a player, whether you think he's wasteful with the ball, whatever, is kind of irrelevant. From a fitness perspective, from an availability perspective, Bruno Fernandes is always available, and I have a lot of respect for him for that. But I do sometimes just ask myself, like, I don't want to say is he wasting his career, but I don't know. It's difficult. It's a difficult one. And I think, will Real Madrid really pay the money we want for a 30-year-old? I'm not sure. I think the more likely option is that he probably just stays until the end of his contract and then maybe moves. Because I think, you know, when you look at the wages he's on like, what is it, 300 grand a week, I think? Do we really think that Real Madrid are going to pay 90 million transfer fee plus 300 grand a week salary for a 30-year-old? I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they do it. I just don't see it. I mean, his stats this season are incredible, really. He's got 28 goals and assists so far this season, Bruno Fernandes, in 44 games. So he's averaging a goal or an assist more than every other game, which is phenomenal. 8 goals and 10 assists in the Premier League in 28 matches. I know he does take the penalties, to be fair, which I don't know how many of those goals are from penalties, but still, you still have to score the penalty. His contract expires in 2027, and there's an option of a further year. So at that point, he would be 33 when his contract expires. If they did the extra year, he would be 34. I mean, I personally would probably just keep Bruno until the end of his contract, unless he wants to leave. If he wants to leave, great. Get as much money as possible and then sell him. But if he wants to stay, I would probably just keep him. I think he is our best player. I think, obviously, him and Ruben Amorim seem to have a good connection. Whilst Ruben Amorim's our manager, I think Bruno Fernandes should definitely stay at Manchester United, for me personally. But obviously, I'd be interested to see what you guys think about that situation. Should Manchester United be looking to move on Bruno Fernandes, or is he somebody that you would be keeping? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Right, and then we've got some positivity to end today's show, because it has been confirmed that apparently Aiden Heaven is back in first team training. It doesn't look like he's going to be available for the game today, which is a little bit disappointing. Yeah, it's a little bit of a shame. It would have been nice to see Aiden Heaven back, but at the same time, you obviously don't want to rush him. But yeah, he's back. Just seeing if I can find the story. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so yeah, the story this morning is that apparently Aiden Heaven's back in first team training, but it's unlikely he will feature against Nottingham Forest tonight, which makes sense. I think it's too soon, realistically. If he's only just coming back into training now, the last thing you want to do is rush him and then him get injured again. Like, we don't want that, do we? We want to make sure that our players are slowly brought back in, and then we can kind of see how things pan out from there. But it's great that he's back. That's the most important thing, because, you know, when he went down injured in that game, I saw it as maybe like not the end of his career, but you know when players are young and they've just broken into the first team and then they get injured, it never goes well, does it? So I'm glad that he's back. I'm glad that the injury wasn't as bad as some people thought. And I think he has massive potential, and I'm excited to see how Aiden Heaven's career develops. I wanted to react as well quickly to a story here from the tabloid newspapers saying that apparently Marcus Rashford is embarrassing Ruben Amorim with his Aston Villa form. I mean, I think this whole narrative is literally laughable. I think it's a joke. Marcus Rashford has got 2 goals in 7 games at Aston Villa. Imagine if Rashford had scored 2 goals in 7 games at Manchester United. People would be like, he's poor, he's not in form. And just to add, his 2 goals that he scored have been against Preston, both of them against Preston, and one of them was a penalty. And you have tabloid newspapers saying that apparently he's embarrassed Ruben Amorim. If it was the other way round, right, and he was playing at Manchester United and he'd scored 2 goals in 7 games, 2 being in the same games against Preston, the same tabloid newspapers would be saying that Rashford's out of form, he's unhappy, he's sulking. It's literally laughable, and these types of things prove the agenda against Manchester United and against our club. And it just shows how big we are as a club. When somebody gets 2 goals in 7 games for Aston Villa, they're world class, both of which against Preston. But when they do that for Manchester United, it's a crisis. You know, there's the story saying that they're unhappy, that they've fallen out with the manager. And I think we just have to be aware of this, because this is a really, really good example of how the tabloids cause trouble, effectively. That's all they really do. They cause trouble. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? When I saw that story, I was just like, really? Are people really, really trying to pull this narrative that he's embarrassed Ruben Amorim? I just think it's laughable. That's all I can say. It's absolutely laughable. I don't think he's embarrassed Ruben Amorim at all. But make of that what you will. Right. I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. Good point to end today's show. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back this evening for a match reaction. Please make sure to drop a like. Thank you very much to Fred, who's just gifted 5 memberships as well. Absolute legend. Thank you so much for doing that, my friend. I hope you're doing well. I will be back this evening after the game. Let's hope we get a win tonight. I know it doesn't really mean much in the grand scheme of things, but it's just nice to be positive, isn't it? It's nice to have a bit of a positive mood around the club. So, yeah. I'll speak to you guys all later. Have a great day. And, yeah, I'll be back about 10 p.m. tonight. Bye for now.